And finally, Mr. Yara, yoroshiku onegaishimasu.
Oh, thank you. Aloha. Hi, I'm Yara. As a reporter, I've been reporting about the base issues for how many years? I forgot. I feel like writing same thing, same article exactly, but a different date. That means just like Governor Abercrombie mentioned that we are talking about base issue, but only talking about base issues. We are talking about the solution without the real solution. So it's been going on for how many years? I forgot. So it's as I really support Governor's remarks that it is maybe the time to go forward and get some result. Well, in my presentation, I'll try to give you basic information of the issue and try to find cause of this. And I will report the current situation in Okinawa and try to propose possible solution. This is the outline. U.S. military deploy about 100,000 in West Pacific region that contains 24,000 in Korea, 36,000 in Japan, including Okinawa 25,000. This is the figures. Sorry. And Hawaii 49,000. Within Japan, 75% of U.S. forces are concentrated in Okinawa, as Mr. Iju mentioned it. And in Asia Pacific, 1/4 of total Pacific forces are crowded in this tiny island of Okinawa. The question is why Okinawa need to have this heavy burden for more than a half a century. Many problems have resulted from this situation of the disproportional presence of U.S. military, especially U.S. Marines in Okinawa. 61% of the force strength in Okinawa are Marines, and 75% of U.S. bases in Okinawa are occupied by Marines. Traffic accident, crime, noise, and many other social problems are the result. When we search for solution of Okinawa military base issue, we cannot avoid questioning why can Marine move up or reduce its footprint from Okinawa. Government of Japan says U.S. military base should stay at Okinawa in order for U.S. military to watch over Korea Peninsula and Taiwan Strait at the same time, and they can quickly respond from Okinawa. It is only Okinawa can provide this strategic location. Government repeat location, location, and location. Is it true? This is our government favorite map with a concentric circle centered Okinawa to explain strategic location of this island. Most of people may cross their arms and nod their head. Oh yes, this is the best location. But we have to question, is it absolute necessity for Marine to keep troops in Okinawa? Last year, U.S. and Japanese government had reached new agreement to move 9,000 Marine out of 18,000 from Okinawa and replace them to Guam, Australia, and Hawaii. The remaining Marine in Okinawa would be fleet forces that move around all over Pacific region with amphibious assault ships. Do you know where the ships are located? It is not Okinawa. They home ported Sasebo in Nagasaki, in Kyushu. If any emergency occurred at Korea Peninsula, the ships that sailing from Nagasaki and come down to Okinawa to pick up Marines and equipment, they will ship back toward north. Is it rational? The comparison of actual distance to Taiwan and North Korea from Okinawa and other places in Kyushu are not so much different. Let's try comparing Okinawa and Fukuoka of the distance to Pyongyang, capital city of North Korea, and Taipei of Taiwan. As we can see, the total distance is shown in this. Oh, it's not shown in. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, this is it. As it's shown in a graph. From Okinawa to, from Well, Okinawa to Pyongyang is 1,416 and Pyongyang to Fukuoka 730 kilometer. Okinawa to Taipei 645 kilometer and Fukuoka to Taipei 1,276. In the total, Fukuoka is has a 2,006 kilometer distance to both. I mean, the sum of both location, and for the Okinawa is 2,051. So Fukuoka may be the more strategic location than Okinawa. Well, what more? Fukuoka is much nearer with better access to amphibious ships that carry marines. Well, I just pick up Fukuoka to show you comparison, but you can try if you have a time to do it. I mean, to use Google Earth. It's easy, you know, and you can find it. Well, the marine can be anywhere, considering the ships are in Nagasaki, right? The Marines deployment pattern are shown in this slide. I got this from MOFAPAC, Marine Forces Pacific website several years ago. Their concept is based on the idea places not bases, where the Marine Corps will be more mobile and be able to quickly deploy and move around the Pacific. Okinawa seemed to be good springboard for that operation, but considering the location of ships for Okinawa Marines, Sasebo in Kyushu, the argument of strategic location could be used to justify heavy burden on Okinawa. I heard from government sources that during negotiation over Okinawa issue, U.S. government have suggested several times to relocate some of the Marines to mainland from Okinawa. However, it was always Japanese side deny and kill that option. Japanese former defense minister admitted the myth of Okinawa's strategic location when he was leaving cabinet with change of government at the end of last year. Morimoto is the first defense minister admitted the theoretical fact that entire marine in Okinawa could move to mainland Japan. He said, militarily, if Marines marked off can be operable, they can stay anywhere at west half of Japan. MACTAF stands for Marine Air Ground Task Force, that are composed group of aviation unit, ground combat unit, and logistic support unit. Then why isn't this possible in reality? Morimoto continued. Speaking simply, Okinawa is the best place to host U.S. Marine for political reasons rather than military. Just as Morimoto admitted, Japan do not like to have U.S. Marine in mainland. Okinawa issue is simply NIMBY, not in my backyard. Governor Nakaima recently expressed his strong discontent to the present situation. He said, I feel it is kind of discrimination. This feeling of islanders' grievance have been culminated with deployment of Osprey last October despite the strong protest. The picture is people's gathering of opposing Osprey last September. Tens of thousands of people gathered from all over the island. This deployment of Osprey to Marine Futenma Air Station deepened our distrust to U.S. Marines and our government for accepting deployment. New York Times editorial criticized this deployment as it said that too many residents who have borne the heavy burden of American military presence in Japan, deploying the Osprey on the island is rubbing salt into an old wound. We learned that the case in Hawaii, Big Island, where local people protest the use of Upol airstrip for flight training of Osprey. Islander claimed new type of tilt rotor engine generates strong downwash that will damage historical site. The birthplace of King Kamehameha. The site is located 1.6 kilometers west of Upol airstrip. As a result, military responded to local request and canceled the plan to use Upol airstrip for training, but in Okinawa. That's the poll. But in Okinawa, same U.S. military authority fly Osprey over heavily populated residential area. The nearest housing from runway at Futema is only 160 meters in distance. Many schools and hospitals are around Futema. How do U.S. military think about people of Okinawa while protecting environment of historical birthplace of Kamehameha in Hawaii? We think the current event is an insult to Okinawa's human dignity. Few days before the first landing of Osprey at Futema, local people surrounded Futema gathered together to close Futema's gate. They clashed with the riot police. The situation may become more serious in Okinawa for additional deployment of an Osprey squadron to Futema scheduled in this summer. Could this unfair arrangement be sustainable? We need fresh idea to solve Okinawa issue. I'd like to propose one. As I have discussed, Marine always rotate with Navy ship from Nagasaki Prefecture and visit allied countries such as Australia, Philippines, Thai, and Korea. They conduct not only joint military exercise with allied counterpart, but also visit rural villages to extend humanitarian assistance, and in case of natural disaster, they conduct rescue and relief operation. It was, tomorrow in Hawaii time, it is today in Japan time. Of 3 years ago, when northern part of Japan was hit by strong earthquake and tsunami, U.S. forces, including Okinawa Marines, conducted rescue mission named Tomodachi. We are very much thankful to that help and friendship. This kind of soft power of military should be effective for stability of this world of asymmetric security environment. Marine is now playing key role in Asia Pacific. Understanding this basic task and function of Marine in Pacific, let us think the possible new arrangement of Marine's deployment. Here is my idea. Marine can skip Okinawa in deployment tour to Asia by shifting from land base deployment to sea base rotation deployment. They can meet with ships at Guam or Australia and start their tour from there. In exchange, Japan would need to support Marines activities in Asia Pacific, focusing on humanitarian assistance and disaster relief. U.S. and Japan can call other nations in Asia for this soft power activities. And in the future, we can also invite China to join this international circle. In result, we may create better security community in Asia, and Marine can continue to act as a center of the challenges. I believe this is a win-win situation. And I'm very happy to hear Abercrombie's proposal today. Please support this idea, and they can stay in Hawaii and start a Pacific tour from Hawaii. Well, I'm not military expert. It is only a layman's idea, but what is true is that, just as Governor Abercrombie mentioned, we need fresh mind idea to solve the issue. I left 1 minute, so sorry. Well, to wind up my presentation, well, we don't need to think about. Okinawa shouldn't be a prisoner of strategic location idea. We can come up with various alternatives, just like Abercrombie governor said. And I'm very thankful to Mr. Newsham presenting new idea of economic development. So putting together, Abercrombie's proposal and Newsham's proposal, Okinawa will be better living place. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Yara. Wow.